When I'm asked what a new business needs, I sometimes give a surprising answer. What a new business needs is the same thing that an old business needs or a existing business needs, and it might surprise you the things that I would emphasize. If I think back to the first time that I started a business as a very young man. I don't think I was even a teenager yet, or maybe I was a teenager. And I was, I guess the first business I started was really more like a sales campaign. I was selling seeds door to door. But then after that, I got this idea of selling information, believe it or not. And I was not even 18 years old, and I started to package information, things that I learned, put them in guides, and I started to sell them. And I would place ads in magazines, and then someone would inquire, and we'd send some information, or I would send some information, and then I would sell them a larger product. Now, this is quite a while ago, but I discovered very early on that what a business needs is really pretty simple. No, it's not a business card. No, it isn't a great brand. It's not a great color scheme. It isn't a website. It isn't a business plan or a great marketing plan. What a business needs is sales. That's the most important thing for any business. If you're starting a business, if you're growing a business, it's hard to fail if you have sales. If you don't have sales, it's going to be a hard time. What most people do is they spend a lot of time picking out their business card, getting their headshots, doing all these things, and they don't really have a business. And frankly, if you don't have a customer, you don't have a business. So number one are sales. Having sales flow through the business creates an entity that's alive. So if you're just getting started, while you might be tempted to do all of these things, business card, brand, these things are nice. These things are important. These things will help you. But you can have a business without having any of those. You just have to have the capacity to sell a product or service, to persuade someone that you can meet their needs, and to exchange money to do so. That's number one. You must have sales. And so if you're not focused on selling, all of those other things will not really grow your business. Those things will be nice to have. You'll have beautiful business cards, brochures, websites, taglines, branding, all those sorts of things, but you must have customers. Now, the second thing that I would say that I'd really focus on in building a business would be in, let's put it to you this way, the daily insight and commitment needed to get sales. Now, some people call that motivation. Other people call that inspiration. Some people call that hustle. Whatever you want to call it, that's what you need every day to keep a business going. And if a business doesn't have that, a business is not going to be successful. Now, often a business will have that because the founder is so committed to a cause, so committed to a market, so committed to solving a problem that energy just pulls the business forward, and everyone attached to it pulls them forward. Have you run into people that just keep coming up with ideas on how to advance things? They just keep coming up with ways to do it. It seems like they should be counted out. Like you can't really believe in what they're saying, and they come up with a new way to do it. That's inspiration. It's drive. It's commitment. It's energy. It's being aligned with your task. And that's the second thing that businesses that struggle don't have. They they just can't get it up the next day, that energy up the next day to keep going. They get discouraged. Someone says no and they say, oh my goodness, why isn't someone responding? And they begin to shift their energy from what's possible to what isn't possible. Even someone that might seem very positive will often say something that indicates that they're working with a lot of doubt. And that doubt will be picked up by the marketplace. You ever talk to somebody who's offering something and they have no doubt whatsoever? There's no doubt in their conversation. There's no doubt in their offering. There's no doubt in their presentation. They're definitive. They're serious. They're confident. They're serious about what they're doing. In every profession, that drives results. If you see a comedian and that person is confident, committed to who they are, an actor, confident, committed to who they are, a speaker, committed to who they are, anyone you meet, an athlete, committed to who they are, they're committed to what they're doing, they're committed to the game, they're committed to their results, they're committed to their outcome. That's what you have to get to keep a business growing. Now, some people are able to do that on their own. Many are not. And therefore, the third thing that I would say a business needs is the same thing that a great sports team needs, a great coach. Now, a lot of people don't think they need coaching. And they don't think they need coaching because there's so many people offering coaching today that you can underestimate, well, do I really need this? I mean, I can figure out on my own. I can figure out the techniques on my own. I can figure out how to launch this on my own. I can figure out what to do on my own. And you might be the kind of person who doesn't need lots of coaching. Or you may find a way through your habits to get lots of coaching or alternate coaching by watching content like this, by reading lots of books, by observing other people, and you're able to synthesize and deconstruct and reverse engineer and figure out how to do things. But a great team succeeds because they have a great coach. That person can see what's going on externally, they can hear the words, they can see the movement, they can see what's happening in the heat of the moment, and they can say, we've got to do this, we've got to emphasize this, we've got to focus on this. So if I had to invest in three things, it would be those three things to build a business. Number one, selling, knocking on doors, getting on the phone, and asking people to do business with me. That's number one. Number two would be the tools necessary to stay aligned every day. Now, you can do that various ways. It could be audiobooks, YouTube. It could be having the right people around you, the right team around you. And the third thing is a more formalized approach toward being coached so that you can get to new levels. Now, that might be periodically. It might be through technological means. But it has to be deliberate. It has to be something that you decide is you're going to use to move your business forward. No, it isn't about making sure that you do some particular technique or that you do some particular branding or marketing step. Those are all important, all valuable, and those things will refine your business. But when we get down to the essentials, you need sales, you need to be up and inspired daily to go at it, and you need to have some external support to help you identify those things that should be emphasized. That is what makes a great entrepreneur. If you like this tip, give me a thumbs up. Let me know that you liked it. Share it with someone in your network, someone that needs those three things. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time.